Ukraine's President Zelenskyy facing a Thursday deadline to accept President Trump's plan to end the war with Russia. ABC's Lionel Moise reports as Ukraine's European allies and some U.S. senators are now speaking out against the U.S. proposal.
President Trump is setting a Thursday deadline for Ukraine to respond to a U.S. plan aimed at ending the Russia-Ukraine war. But over the weekend, the president made it clear that this is not his final offer.
Is this your final offer to Ukraine?
No. The 28-point peace plan includes several Russian demands that Ukrainian President Zelenskyy has rejected many times, including giving up large pieces of territory, limiting the size of Ukraine's military, and blocking a pathway to NATO membership for Ukraine. But this morning, questions are emerging about how the plan was developed. A group of senators saying Secretary of State Marco Rubio told them the 28-point proposal was developed by Russia, not by the United States. But Rubio denies he said that, posting on X that the peace proposal was authored by the U.S. and describing it as a framework for ongoing negotiations. Meanwhile, bipartisan criticism of the plan is growing. New Hampshire Democrat Jeanne Shaheen and North Carolina Republican Tom Tillis warned that the plan would only reward Moscow for its aggression and send a message to other leaders who have threatened their neighbors. Key Ukrainian European allies from France, Germany, and the U.K. are also unhappy with the U.S. proposal.
I think from the Europeans' perspective, this would simply reinforce the idea that you can take terrain by force, and it might essentially not end there.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has welcomed the U.S. plan, saying it could serve as the basis for a final peace settlement if the U.S. can get Ukraine and its European allies to agree. President Zelenskyy says he has appointed a Ukrainian delegation to review and discuss the U.S. plan. A top U.S. official tells ABC News a team of U.S. negotiators, that includes Secretary of State Marco Rubio and envoy Steve Witkoff, will meet in Geneva with that Ukrainian delegation. The official also says the U.S. team is planning a separate meeting with Russian negotiators, but provided no details on that meeting. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.